Hey y'all, welcome to AllNaturalKam. Today's video is inspired by the Sagittarius new moon. Sagittarius, such prosperous energy.
Make sure you manifest on this lovely new moon while the energy's still around.
Yeah. But today that just inspired me to talk about Sagittarius placements in general because they have had a big impact in my life. Like some of the major people in my life had Sagittarius placements. They're major placements in everybody I love. But you know, Sagittarius, me and Sagittarius have had a rocky relationship, but I'm not gonna be biased towards them right now.
Yeah.
But
it depends on where it's placed. So
depends on where it's placed, honestly, because I can say it's really good, like Sagittarius placements, and then it's really like they're iffy depending on whatever placements is, you know. Today we're going to talk about the ascending, the sun, the moon, Mercury, bless you, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto,
Saturn.
Fuck.
I got you, bro.
Thanks.
Anyway, I was just looking up my friend's birth chart. He's a Sagittarius.
Speaking of Sagittarius,
Yeah.
because they have been coming up so much lately that I really just need to talk about them because I really just need to talk about y'all. Okay, Sagittarius is a very interesting sign. They're my sister sign because I'm a Gemini. But they're my sister signs, and you know, when you're immature, like it's an immature version of a sign and a mature version of a sign. When you're immature, you're most likely not going to get along with your sister sign only because y'all see certain things. You have kind of similar energy, but it's always a key difference. It's something that y'all just don't like
Agree on.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, starting with the ascending Sag placements. You guys are pretty charming. That energy over your chart is interesting. I mean, you always gonna pull something out your
A Sagittarius ascending can have an interesting effect on your chart, to be honest, I would say, because they make you instantly charming. You know how to take over a room. You're good looking. You can just tell a Sagittarius rising. They're good looking. It's tricky, but there really is. But depending,
not as loud though.
Not as loud.
Yeah.
Not as manipulative. Because Sagittarius placements are manipulative, but that can be in a good and bad way. Like, you can manipulate people to good and you can manipulate your own situation. But most of the time, a Sagittarius placement manipulates because it's their defense mechanism. Like, y'all don't feel comfortable going into a situation y'all can't control because it's like it scares you to think you can't control it. You have like a dark side and a light side, and the dark side is you're kind of controlling. Yeah, Sagittarius placements, they like to know everything but not give up any information, but y'all end up giving everything away because you get too much in your emotion. But the rising and the sun sign is like completely different from each other, and I'll tell you why. Because the sun sign is about ego. It's about basic personality, and Sagittarius have a lot of ego. They're a sign of ego. So when it's placed in the sun sign, you have a hard time getting over your ego to see what's right. Listen, you're optimistic in your plots to do certain things. I can say that. Because when it's ego involved, you just ego. But there are also the good qualities of a Sagittarius.
I was about to say, I try to defend Sag sons because they're adventurous.
They're very adventurous. They are good friends.
It's mischievous adventure.
Yeah, I mean, when you go on an adventure with a Sag sun, just expect to almost have like a near-death experience every time. They are that adventurous. Like, they are hardcore. We're going on this mission, you know? And they have a good sense of style. Yeah.
That's it.
But you need to stop manipulating people close to you. The moon. A Sagittarius moon, I would say personally, it's completely different from a Sagittarius sun, because a Sagittarius sun is filled with so much ego. They literally just react. Like they don't think before they act, and they end up doing this whole plot and everything that ends up, blowing up in their face when they're immature, when they're in the immature version of their sign. But a moon has the insight, like has the emotions of a Sagittarius. So basically, a Sagittarius is a sign of looking deeper. And so you have that emotion, you want to look deeper, but sometimes your emotion can get the best of you. And it's similar qualities to a sun, but not the same. Like, depending on the surrounding, like if it's a Virgo, you'll have no low, but you'll still think about it. Sagittarius is actually a very loyal placement. In the sun, it could be clouded by the feelings, depending on the moon, but it's actually a very loyal placement. So,
shit, you scaring them kids out there. I know, Sag are scary.
They are very scary.
A Sag moon, man, they'll manipulate you, using you by your ego.
They will use you by your ego because they know ego so well, and it's an emotion. So they know ego so well, so they know how to manipulate you by your ego.
Good luck with a Sag moon.
Good luck. They're super smart. I really don't know which one's smarter, a sun or a moon, and I'm really going for the moon. But a Mercury, a Sagittarius
Stupid.
Mercury. What?
And Mercury's how you think. So think about
it's
how
literally
you think.
the planet of communication, and to have a ego, like such a sign with such huge ego placed in there, you're super smart, you're super manipulative, and you're too smart for your own good. You set yourself up for failure. You get into your feelings. You can't think from a place of ego. Think from the deeper place.
But if you put
It's
that
so many-
energy and
when-
applies towards something else, you could be kind of, cool.
You could be, you know?
You could be.
You could be. But no, but like Sagittarius, I can say, like, I literally was talking to Kara about this the other day. Me and my family have this joke about Sagittarius, like placements in general. It's called bad plotting. That's what you do. Bad plotting. You get caught every time because it was an act
Especially
of emotion.
in the Mercury.
In the Mercury, in the sun, and yeah, that's really about it, honestly. I mean, that's not it, but that's about it. If when you're in, that's about it. Like, that's the hardest placements that take to mature, but the other placements mature a little bit faster for the simple fact that because it's the other side of the sign, that's what shines through in that placement. So,
But you'll always be loyal.
you in your own sense of loyalty, you have your own sense of logic, and it's okay because so does Capricorn, Aquarius, the people around that area. Yeah, but I have this thing about Sagittarius where it takes them a while to mature, but once they finally get it, they got it. Like, they are probably, if you ever meet a mature Sagittarius, they're probably one of the best people you'll ever meet. They're like great friends and everything. Like, once they mature past past their own ego, they're just like amazing people. And it's just like, I seen what you could be, but you choose to be this because you don't like to take accountability for your actions because you didn't mean to do it because you were mad.
Look,
you know,
all emotional, passionate. Time for the Venus.
That's true.
What a great time.
I told you I had major Sagittarius have been in my life forever. I have a stalker that's a Sagittarius. She's crazy. But anyways.
Best friend was a Sagittarius.
Okay, well, just like Kara said, Venus, Sagittarius. Well, you ever heard the running joke that Sagittarius are players? They're not players. They just want a taste of everything so they know exactly what they want. They want to make sure it is what they want. But that's
playing around, messing around, living.
They just want to make sure.
They be trying to be a pimp, trying to be a hoe. It don't really work.
They just want to, they just want to, test the waters. And a Sagittarius has a tendency to see how far they can go. So that's that. Like, you're going to test your limits in love. You're going to go for the baddest one, period. And then you're going to go for like, you like to test your limits. You like to do this. You like to do what you want. And I can say this, fire signs do not see, each sign sees sex differently, but a fire sign can disconnect their feelings sometimes from the actual like the act of sex, because they're so passionate that they just get caught up in it, and then boom. So you don't like to take accountability for those things sometimes because of the act of passion, because you didn't mean to do it and you're mad that you did it and stuff like that. So I mean, literally each like placement. But Mars. I love Sagittarius Mars.
Do you?
I do. They act, even though they do act like Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius Mars for the simple fact they're the planet of optimism. Like, it's literally, they're ruled by the planet of optimism, and the way they move is just so charming. They're so swift because you know how to move through a crowd. That's the planet of action. You look good. Like, you look good, period. Like, you just know how to move through a room. Your energy that you give off is optimistic. You have an optimistic, like, you know, outlook, and plus it's the planet of luck, so they're very lucky people. I love them. They can be manipulative sometimes, but it's because it's a placement of ego. That's a good placement.
It come with the charm.
It come with the charm, and that placement usually doesn't like cowards. I don't know why. All of them feel some type of way about cowards, and I'm just like, yes.
Well, that sounds like the best place to have a Sag placement. All right, next. What's after the Mars? Saturn.
Jupiter.
Is it?
Jupiter. Jupiter comes next after Mars, and Jupiter is the planet of luck. It's his native planet. So if you have a Jupiter Sagittarius,
another great placement.
It's a great placement. You at your best self as a Sagittarius. Okay, that's really all I have to say. I'm playing no, but I'm gonna give y'all the details.
They're like super philosophical there.
They search for the deeper meaning. Again, the sign is manipulative, but like, it's the sister sign of Gemini, so I'm just saying.
So there you're manipulating life because you're trying to figure out how you can make it your best, but it is what it is.
Like, Sagittarius see a goal and they shoot straight for it. So it's just like, when you shoot straight for that goal, you don't really pay attention to the people you're knocking over in the way until it's all said and done. You got it, and you look back and you see all the things that you knocked over.
Dang.
So, but it's your own happiness. So Jupiter, yeah. And then if it's in the house too, that's a really good placement because it's the planet of luck. That means you're one lucky person. But yeah,
expansion,
and it's about expansion. You love to expand, travel. That sign is all about travel. I know the Mars and the Jupiter, I know for sure travel a lot because it's the planet of action. First of all, you like to move. You like to move on big scales. And you can adapt to any place if you want to. So, the next is
Saturn. Don't skip it.
Saturn. I'm not gonna skip it. I skipped it the first time. I won't forget you, Saturn. Even though you be beating us up, it's okay. Saturn, a Sagittarius Saturn is a very, very stubborn person.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated because they're lucky. But here's the thing: if you learn your lesson like a Sagittarius, everything has to crumble for you to understand it's over. That can be a good and bad trait. A mature Sag can literally be the best person you'll ever meet. So once you make it past that lesson and actually realize your fault in it, you grow from it tremendously because it's just a planet of expansion and everything. So you'll grow from it tremendously. Yeah. But yeah, that's an interesting placement to have. It takes a lot for you to learn your lesson, but when you finally learn it, you learn it. Next is Uranus. Uranus is the planet of originality. I do believe it. Aquarius, yeah. Okay, so it's the planet of originality, freedom. It's the way you express yourself. It's usually a generational thing. I said this in a video. Check out my other video. It's the planets and house meetings. I'll put it below.
Link in the bio.
But yeah, Uranus, Sagittarius.
I don't think they're very original.
Not really. Well, let's think about it because Sagittarius is a generational thing. So if we're Aquarius, you're Capricorn. So right before you is the 30-somethings. The 30-somethings and the late 20-somethings would be Sagittarius.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. It's a thumbs down from me.
Uranus and Sagittarius.
Yeah. But no, I'm just playing. But y'all have a different way of Sagittarius can take a project. Okay, so this is why Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs. And one of the things I've also noticed with Gemini and Sagittarius, like a Gemini will start the idea and a Sagittarius will patent it. Like they'll expand it. If that's a better word, then they'll expand it and they'll make it better. But a Gemini started, a Sagittarius will expand it. That's why when they get in their mature state, they get along well because they can grow together. But when they're immature, they don't see eye to eye in certain things. A lot of things. Because man, me and Sagittarius. Yeah. But Neptune, it's the planet of illusions. The planet of like just dreaming and stuff like that. Sagittarius Sagittarius is looking for the deeper meaning. It's looking for the deeper meaning. It's understanding life, and you just want to know, like, what is there to life? Like, you want to know, like,
would you say they look for all like the smaller pictures that lead up to the big picture, or they see the big picture and then create the smaller pictures that lead up to it? I forgot what that was called. I know it's something in like grammar.
It's narrow-minded.
Inductive and deductive reasoning type shit.
Oh, inductive.
Because I feel like
they see their picture.
Yeah, okay.
I know you see your picture, and it is what you imagine it is what you want it to be, but you have their bigger picture. You see your bigger picture. So,
that's my boy, oh boy, my friend.
Yeah. So, when you see your picture, like I said, you stop at nothing to get your way. But I think a Sagittarius placement has to understand that it's not going to be given to you exactly how you see it, but you got to be grateful for what you got. And you don't live in that fantasy. A Sagittarius, Neptune, a Sagittarius can live in a delusion sometimes because of the lack of accountability. So just don't live in that fantasy. I think that was too negative.
I mean, it is what it is.
I feel like, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, is there a better way you could say it? Because, look, I tell Sag all the time, like, y'all got a loose screw. I'm sorry. Like, every
But it's a good and bad thing.
It can be good or bad. It depends on how you use that loose screw. But I have plenty of Sag friends, and I'm just like, you're a little crazy. It's just something loose, but you're smart and like you're really good at inductive or deductive, whatever. But you know, okay, my grandma's a Sag. Like, you know, we all our grandma's crazy. Yeah, there we go.
She's not crazy. Grandma's
she got a good loose screw.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. Like your sign is not
think
a bad
differently.
Thing. You think differently,
and you got your own logic, and it makes sense, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like force it on me to make sense, or make it make sense to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm rolling.
And only you can make it make sense. Sagittarius Pluto, I do believe that's what my generation.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm a Pluto.
But it's Pluto is about rebirth. It's about understanding. It's about rebirth. So having a sign that looks into the deeper meaning in the planet of rebirth is actually a pretty good thing. We're gonna like looking for the deeper meaning, and trying to understand what life is, and you know, like it's.
And you make it what it is.
You make it what it is.
Fun.
We have a tendency to, you know, go too far and manipulate a little bit. But other than that, like, you make it what it is. We make it fun. And we just kind of, like, I keep saying we because it's we, guys.
The Sag Pluto is your little generation block, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I do believe you're in it, too.
Me? Either I'm Scorpio or Sag. I got to look it up again. Y'all don't need to know anyway. But I'll look at my chart again.
But, yeah. Yeah. But no.
Sag Plutos are adventurous. I know that.
They're very adventurous. The sign of period is very adventurous. Like, I am not hating on y'all at all. I have met some great Sagittarius, and I have met some very immature Sagittarius. But at the end of the day,
y'all crazy. Crazy fun, but crazy. Nicki Minaj, Sun Sag, boom.
It was like, but you know, Sagittarius have their tweaking moments because Nicki tweaked on Cardi. And it's everybody's seen it was, you know, obvious to see that Nikki was just a little bit intimidated. And
and they don't want to admit it.
And she don't want to admit it. And that's okay. So she did all this stuff to provoke this girl and poke and prod. And she got a reaction. But it wasn't the reaction she wanted. It didn't get her the clout she wanted, because everybody was like, girl, that, like, even though everybody was on her side, like, oh, that she can't believe she threw a shoe at you. Oh my God, I can't believe she would do that and get so violent. Everybody was still looking at her like, but first of all, you provoked her. And second of all, like, we all seen that you were intimidated. Why did you sit over here and try to hide it? Why didn't you just be honest and say you were intimidated?
Yeah, and be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself, and that's something that you need to look in with you, accountability. But that's something you need to look in with you. And immature Sagittarius usually have that problem, and each sign has their problem and stuff like that. And I'll go through the videos and everything, but I'm just saying, inspired of the new moon. And the new moon,
speaking of the sun, it's a Sag sun and Sag moon. Hello.
Oh yeah, that's even. It's been hectic energy. I personally have been experiencing some stuff.
It's been wild.
It's been wild. I've personally been experiencing some stuff on this new moon. Lots of adventure for sure. I'm fine. Thank God, me and my sister are safe.
Amen.
I'm fine, but it's been a lot.
Anyway, y'all.
Anyways, but this is a great time to manifest. Like, this is a great time for manifestation, because fire signs have great manifestation. Sagittarius have a really strong intent. Like, when they push on you, they push on you. So you can really push your goals and your dreams and everything. Because when a Sagittarius is thinking about you, you'll know. You'll know.
You'll know it. You'll get a headache.
I don't want to say a headache, but you'll know they're there. They can take it too far, and they come after Scorpio.
Intense.
Oh, they're so intense. They come after Scorpio, so that means intense. They're very intense, and they could hold everything in, but you can feel the down inside. If you're an empath, you can feel it. Like, it's just like, like, calm down, please. But no.
So, like, Scorpio intense, and then Sagittarius intense intention.
I can point us. Yeah, no, but for real. I can point a Sagittarius out from a mile away.
They just look like it. Deer in the headlight.
They just look like it. But yeah, the Sagittarius new moon just makes you feel like an erratic energy, but it's more so adventurous. You want to go on adventures. You want to try something new. This is great manifestation, like I said. And Sagittarius, Jupiter is actually a very beautiful planet. It's a very beautiful placement to have. So if you have Sagittarius, you like are very attractive. It's charming. Like, you have, like, I usually see Sagittarius with gray skin or gray skin style, like I said. So yeah. And also, when you get older, like, if you have a lot of Jupiter placements, when you get older, you look great. Like, you look amazing.
So it's voted that's our favorite. Sag Jupiter.
No, I'm not saying Sag Jupiter. I'm just saying Jupiter, the planet Jupiter. So, like, Pisces and Sagittarius, when they get older, they look so young. They look good. Like, if you have a heavy Jupiter, you look good. I know other signs do too. I will name those later in another video.
It don't matter. Black don't crack, honey.
Period. But yeah. But yeah, in honor of the new moon, I decided to make the video on Sagittarius. I love you guys. I really do. I've had my ups and downs with y'all, but at the end of the day, I know what you can be and the potential you have and stuff like that.
That's true.
But, you know, you need to chill out sometimes.
It is what it is.
This is like this much. Or this much.
Alright, guys. Thanks for joining in.
AllNaturalKam.
Entrepreneur.